Welcome back to my conclusion of the Robocop movies. While the first two Robocop movies are rated R, the next two will be rated PG-13. I personally feel that lowering a movie's MPAA rating is always a quick cash grab and totally unnecessary. That's like if they made the next Transformers movie rated PG. It was obvious that they were marketing this movie to kids because we have an important character who's a child that not only can hack a high-tech robot, but live TV. If she was a teenager, maybe I could buy into that, but come on, she's just a kid. What's even more unconvincing is her acting. So, Robocop 3 is about a military-like group named Rehab is evicting Detroit citizens from their homes. So, there are rebels fighting them, Robocop has to choose sides, and on top of that, there's a samurai cyborg thrown in the mix.
Come on, this is bullshit. Are you buying this?
I bet that's what Peter Weller said when he refused to be in this movie. Robocop 3 is just a plot hole-ridden mess. Like, take this scene. If these guys can shoot this guy from a distance, then why did they get this close to kill the cops? Why doesn't Robocop just shoot these guys? Later, the so-called high-tech cyborg takes his good old time to take down Robocop. But that's just the beginning of how many stupid and questionable stuff that's in this one. Even with the fact this movie was more meant for kids, why do we have a scene where a man commits suicide? The effects are bad, the story is flawed, and this guy's face perfectly represents this movie's ridiculousness. Who directed this? What? Fred Decker? The director of the Monster Squad? What a tragedy. I give Robocop 3 1.5 stars out of 4. Since we live in an age that everything gets remade, it was inevitable that Robocop would get remade as well. Talks for a remake began back in 2005. After almost a decade's worth of development, Robocop was remade in 2014. Like everyone else, I was worried because it's common for remakes to be a huge disappointment. But like others, I was surprised to discover that this one wasn't that bad. Yeah, you heard right. Robocop is a remake that is actually a pretty decent remake. Like the original, where it perceived what the future was going to be like, this remake shows how people nowadays perceive the future. There were some things changed, like the origin story. In the original, the story focused more on the villains, but in this version, less attention is on the villains and more is on Robocop's relationship with his family. I really like that they did this because they did skim over that in the original and it adds to the drama of the movie. But we came for the action, not the drama. The movie is a bit slow at times, but when there's action, it's worth watching. The effects were also pretty impressive, but there were problems I had with this remake. For one, why they changed the characters' names from the original. Second, the second half of the climax was underwhelming, and finally, really? Robophobic? Nonetheless, Robocop is one of those rare remakes that's not bad in any way, shape, or form. Not on the same level as the original, but better than its sequels. I give the remake of Robocop 2.5 stars out of 4.